Dreams are my speciality. Through dreams, I influence mankind. My dream is of eternity with you.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times makeup transformed movies and actors.
Well, you should reconsider your wardrobe choices, Paolo. You are Gucci, you need to dress the part. A bit chic.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most notable times where elaborate cosmetics took stars and their films to the next level. What's your favourite movie makeup moment? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire. If you've watched this one, you probably can't disassociate the titular character from the late actor.
Do you have any special skills?
Oh, yes. I do. I do voices.
What do you mean you do voices?
Well, I do voices.
Yes! We've come to this planet looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake.
But if you haven't, you might never guess who was underneath it all. Williams stars as a recent divorcee, Daniel, who will do anything to keep his family together, even dress as an older woman looking for a housekeeping job.
Are you sure? Just remember, pain is beauty. Okay, here we go. Take a deep breath. Instant eye lift.
Wow. And you'll never see the strings, they'll be under the wig.
The man has 5 o'clock shadow at 8:30 a.m. and you're worried about strings?
All right, we'll start with makeup.
But make no mistake, unlike his character, Williams didn't use a simple mask to transform into his alter ego. Hello! Instead, the process involved applying 8 prosthetic pieces to his face, totaling approximately 3 to 4 hours of work each time. It's safe to say that makeup artist V. Neal's efforts weren't in vain. Number 9, Karen Gillan as Nebula. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Though the MCU has churned out so many unique characters, Gillan's transformation is definitely a standout. The Scottish actress's face is hidden underneath the stunningly bold, intricate makeup.
Thanks, Dad. Sounds fair. This is one fight you won't win.
The cool tones, metallic textures, and pitch-black eyes reflect the character's complex nature. All those hours in the makeup chair results in Karen Gillan truly becoming mechanical.
You are a disappointment, sister. Out of all our siblings, I hated you least.
Nebula, please.
If Ronan gets this stone, he'll kill us all.
Not all. You will already be dead.
It could be easy to lose the ability to convey a Nebula's personality through such a cosmetic undertaking, but we'd say that the look actually helped enhance the actress's performance, adding an extra layer of depth to every move she makes.
As a child, my father would have Gamora and me battle one another in training. Every time my sister prevailed, my father would replace a piece of me with machinery, claiming he wanted me to be her equal.
Number 8, Jared Leto as Paolo Gucci, House of Gucci. Leto is known for his tendency to choose transformative roles, and this one is truly something to behold.
You have a gift, I'm telling you.
Oh, stop. Stop, you're going to make me cry. Nobody has ever said that to me, nobody.
House of Gucci takes a deep dive into the life and tragedies of the titular family, and Leto went through a total metamorphosis to become fashion mogul Paolo Gucci.
It's funny because I showed up for the first day of work in character, and I went up and I said, Papa, and he looked over and kind of just skirted away from it.
According to him, the hair and cosmetics process combined took approximately 6 hours to complete. The Oscar-nominated makeup team took great care in properly building the look while taking the actor's own features into account. The stakes likely felt even higher considering the star was portraying a real person. But it worked, and it worked flawlessly.
Never confuse shit with chocolate. They may look the same, but the taste very different. Trust me, I know.
Number 7, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Dancing Clown, It franchise. As if clowns weren't already creepy enough, Pennywise is truly what nightmares are made of, which means the makeup crew did their job flawlessly.
Time to float.
It's one thing to read about the creature in Stephen King's novel, but it's another entirely to see it on screen. What we love about this transformation, though, is that it doesn't feel like a simple repeat of Tim Curry's portrayal from the miniseries.
Bill, he put so much of him into the creation. The nuances in his face, the spark in his eyes.
Indeed, they made some rather chilling tweaks, giving this Pennywise his own distinct look. Luckily, Bill Skarsgård himself seems to be as far as you can get from the dancing clown as possible, but that makeup will never not send us into full panic mode.
I've missed you. No one wants to play with the clown anymore.
Number 6, Rebecca Romijn as Mystique, X-Men franchise. The seductive but deadly comic book character leaps off the page straight onto the big screen in the X-Men film series.
You know, people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
Bold and contrasting colour choices simultaneously mask Romijn in 3 of the movies, while making Mystique a standout. The intricate patterns beneath the bright blue skin both entice and distract the viewer. As you can imagine, it was a painstakingly long process.
It was like 2/3 of my body covered in prosthetics and the rest was all airbrushed. When I first took this on, they told me it would take 10 hours.
6 hours.
10 hours.
The majority of these prosthetics are self-sticking except for the edges.
What's more, there were also some very strict rules. For instance, the actress couldn't use lotion prior to filming because it could disturb the prosthetics. Romijn reportedly even puked blue as a side effect of the makeup's chemicals after drinking some tequila.
Raven, I asked you a question.
I don't answer to my slave name.
Raven Darkholm, that's your real name, isn't it? Or has he convinced you you don't have a family anymore?
My family tried to kill me, you pathetic meat sack.
Number 5, Tim Curry as the Lord of Darkness, Legend. This fantastical 1985 cult classic is home to numerous memorable characters, but the most notable is the devilish Lord of Darkness, played by Tim Curry.
The last unicorn dies tonight. As her blood ebbs, the sun sets forever. There shall never be another dawn.
The prosthetics camouflaged him entirely. After all, it wasn't just his face that needed to be transformed.
We are all animals, my lady. Most are too afraid to see it.
Can you imagine carrying those massive horns around while trying to stay in character? And after more than 5 hours of application and long shoots, Curry apparently had to spend at least an hour bathing to facilitate the removal process. He even reportedly damaged his skin by impatiently ripping the cosmetics off. But hey, darkness was utterly terrifying and insanely believable, so hopefully the pain was worth it.
I offer you this rose, princess. My heart, my soul, my love.
Number 4, Roddy McDowall as Dr. Cornelius, Planet of the Apes franchise. Not only was this transformation arguably a feat for its time, but the work still holds up today.
Answer the question, Dr. Zira. Is it a man?
Sir, perhaps the question is the point at issue. Is he a man? Is he deviant? Or a freak of nature?
Roddy McDowall, who played Cornelius in the majority of the original series, even took the memorable look off set. Indeed, he hilariously sported it on the Carol Burnett show, where he was introduced in a rather ironic fashion.
Hello, Roddy.
Hello, Carol.
The massive undertaking required over 3 hours to complete, taking the actor from man to beast in the most convincing of ways. The intricate prosthetic and makeup work naturally presented some challenges. For instance, eating was no easy feat. But what would Planet of the Apes even be without McDowell's Cornelius?
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land.
Number 3, Ralph Fiennes as Lord Voldemort. Harry Potter franchise. Perhaps one of the most recognizable villain makeovers in recent cinematic history. His frightening appearance explains why he shall not be named.
The boy who lived.
How lies have fed your legend, Harry. Shall I reveal what really happened that night 13 years ago? Shall I divulge how I truly lost my power?
His infamous nose, or lack thereof, was mostly achieved digitally, but Fiennes still spent a fair amount of time in the makeup chair, where the charming and warm actor was made cold and serpentine.
I was very keen not to have too much makeup on. I was very keen to be physically quite free to move. And I have some prosthetics up here to take out the eyebrows, but I wear nothing around my mouth or here in my neck. Here.
His pale skin, ornamented with branching veins, is enough to spook any viewer. There's no doubt that, brilliant acting aside, Voldemort's makeup played a huge part in making him so commanding and frightening. After more than 20 years, his look is still insanely iconic, which tells you everything you need to know.
I'm going to kill you, Harry Potter. I'm going to destroy you. After tonight, no one will ever again question my powers.
Number 2, Jim Carrey as the Grinch. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The beloved cartoon turned live action with the help of the always hilarious Carrey.
The Grinch!
Watching the film, it's easy to forget that the Grinch is, in fact, not a real creature. The prosthetics and yak hairsuit are amazing and propel Carey's acting to new heights. But creating the crotchety green creature was no simple task.
Right, I'll go. But I'll be fashionably late. No, yes, no, yes. No, yes! Definitely not. All right, I've made my decision. I'm going, and that's that.
The actor had to sit for hours in the makeup chair each day, and it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience for him to endure, both physically and psychologically. He even apparently compared the process to being buried alive.
When I did The Grinch, I was, literally the makeup was like being buried alive every day.
How long did it take?
The first day was 8.5 hours. And I went back to my trailer and put my leg through the wall, and I told Ron Howard I couldn't do the movie.
But we would have never guessed that it was such a grueling process. Maybe it just added to the character's grumpy nature. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Doug Bradley as Pinhead, Hellraiser franchise. Out of all the Cenobites, he sticks with us the most.
The box. You opened it. We came.
It's just a puzzle box!
Oh no. It is a means to summon us.
Ron Perlman as Hellboy, Hellboy franchise. The actor's already prominent features are enhanced with bold prosthetics.
Promise you 2 things. 1, I'll always look this good. And 2, I'll never give up on you.
Stellan Skarsgård as Vladimir Horkonen, Dune. The unassuming actor is buried under the menacing prosthetic work.
So it's done, finally. Send word to Katie Prime to begin selling our spice reserves. But slowly. We don't want the price to fall.
John Hurt as John Merrick, the Elephant Man. Incredible cosmetics replicate the character's mysterious condition.
I am not an animal! I am a human being!
Colin Farrell as the Penguin, the Batman. A more human take that still leaves the viewer wondering who is behind the character.
Got you! I got you!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Charlize Theron as Eileen Wuornos. Monster. Charlize Theron is virtually unrecognizable as this infamous serial killer, becoming a dead ringer for Wuornos with the help of an impressive makeup team. The beauty of this transformation lies in the relative simplicity of the choices that went into it.
I didn't want to lose, and all I could think about was how for the rest of your you think I stood you up.
It certainly seems like the team didn't rely primarily on endless hours of prosthetic fittings or over-the-top color palettes. Instead, subtle techniques like adding texture to Theron's skin were used.
The makeup and the hair, and watching her as much as I could, learning to speak in her rhythms and her dialect, and all those tiny little things make up the big picture, and they all help me as an actor.
And those shaved eyebrows and fake teeth really brought the whole thing home. The actress's impressive look and stellar performance came together for an unbeatable result. It's no wonder audiences and critics alike couldn't stop talking about her metamorphosis.
You look good. Yeah. Thanks.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.